Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan Battle video. So today we are going to take a look at the upcoming EZA that Global is about to get for this Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Saiyan Broly right here from the first Broly movie. Now, quite honestly, I do feel like this guy is a very underrated EZA. Like, when a lot of people talk about the best EZAs, I mean, this includes myself, this Broly's never really mentioned, and quite honestly, I do believe he's up there. He's very, very good. The one oddity about him is how low his stats are compared to other EZA units, so this Broly has insane stats at level 1, so obviously that is how, like, sort of the EZA stats were determined and stuff like that, right? But this Broly, he's incredibly good, super good, amazingly good. For me, like, I'm just not going to use LR STR Broly while this guy is around, like, period. Like, you know, LR STR Broly for, like, World Tournament is better. You know, you're probably going to be able to get a bit more use out of him offensively on Super Battle Road, right, when there's multiple enemies. But, I mean, this Dragon Ball Z Broly, he is just a behemoth, offensively and defensively. He's just insane. So here he is at a 1.58 million attack stat, and he's going to bust out a second attack. So right there on that turn, he was at basically a 3 million attack stat, because, you know, he does a guaranteed additional super. I think it's when Ki is 8 or more. His passive is worded very oddly. No, I don't know. I think he just gets a... Okay, so he gets Ki 4 and 80% attack and defense when Ki is 8 or more, right? So it's essentially just on super attack. Then he launches an additional super attack when attacking. So I think no matter what, he's just always going to do an additional super attack, right? Now, my intention here... the movie boss team is just too good. My intention was to get a rotation with double Turles, because, like, I'm on a movie boss team. I'm using Dragon Ball Super Broly as a leader, and then a friend Turles, and then I want a double Turles rotation for Dragon Ball Z Broly. But this team is just going to be way too strong. I don't even think it's going to be possible for us to... Like, because I got Turles in slot number 7, and Broly was in, you know, like, slot 6 or something like that. When that happens, you know, these Dokkan events just aren't long enough. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably just hop back into another fight, and we'll get that rotation. And then I'll probably also look at him on the Pure Saiyan team as well. I would say that one negative for this Broly is he is only on 3 category teams, which, you know, for a lot of Dokkan Fest exclusives, it's honestly not that many. And one of them, full power, I mean... like, full power and movie bosses right now is basically just one team, because that's Dragon Ball Super Broly's leader skill, right? So that just creates kind of a weird situation for him. I mean, I would say this. He could be very nasty on full power whenever they might decide to give that, like, its own category support type unit, or maybe, like, a different leader or whatever. Okay, so the other thing, too, is that this Broly does also stack attack and defense as he super attacks, and he also builds up a chance to crit from his passive as well. He just does a lot. Okay, this is a pretty good rotation, because Broly is getting 30% attack from Metal Cooler and 40% attack from Turles. So, okay, 1.7 million. So his 2 attacks are going to get him up to, like, 3.4 million right here, like, or above, because he stacks his attack. Like, you want to talk about just utter insanity. And then, honestly, it's very often... that this Broly does, like, 3 attacks for me, you know, because, again, units with built-in additionals, you know, they're just built different. Like, they're stronger. Like, when you could do all these, like, extra additional attacks, like, it works with the potential system so well. Oh, man, when this Broly transforms on a Dokkan event, the Dokkan event is done. Like, there's just no chance that this Goku can survive, bro. Oh, okay, so... I don't know. Is there any way... I could probably miss a super attack with Janemba, which is good. But I don't know if this Goku will survive. I mean, either way, we're, like, pretty much not even going to be able to see, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z Broly, like, busting out his full power. Like, for Dokkan events, like, he's just hitting too hard. Like, but again, the movie boss team is, like... It's just absurd, like, the level of power you've got here. Like, with Turles, Janemba... This guy wants to do double super attacks. All right, so yeah, looks like we're going to one-turn Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I mean, I guess his... Yeah, AGL Broly basically sold himself. Okay, so I'm going to come back into an event. Same team, but I want that Broly with double Turles rotation. All right, guys, so here's the rotation that we were looking for. We got double Turles and Dragon Ball Z Broly right here. I went into the Infinite Dragon Ball history just to, I gave Broly a couple of attacks, because remember, he does stack both his attack and defense, right? So as the fight progresses on, Broly is going to start to hit very, very hard. And when I say very, very hard, I'm really talking very, very hard. So 2.17 is his attack stat right here. And then he has a guaranteed second one at 2.22. I mean, you guys could put those together and see exactly how much damage he's dishing out right here. And then already several times throughout this event, too, getting to this point, he had rotations where he was doing triple supers. Like, he seems to do it pretty often. So this Dragon Ball Z Broly, his EZA, is just outstanding. So let's go ahead. I want to head over to the Pure Saiyan team real quick, and then we'll finish up. Alright, so now we're over here on the Pure Saiyan team. I figured I'd go ahead and try this real quick because we can get LRB Pan on rotation. And we got Broly turn 1. Now remember, it's hard to tell exactly what Broly's defensive stat is going to be because he gets most of it on super attack, right? So we saw it was 32k right there. He takes 15k, but now his defensive stat goes through the moon right here because he gets his defensive buff from super attack, basically. Then he gets 2 defensive stacks on top of it from his double supers. And then if he would triple super, he gets 3 stacks. Like, it's just a lot. Like, he's very, very good. The other thing he does do, I mean, it's not super relevant outside Legendary Goku event, but I guess I should mention it, is that every time he does an attack, it doesn't have to be a super, but anytime he attacks, he gets a 2% chance to perform a crit all the way up to a maximum of 40%. So after he does 20 attacks, he's going to have a 40% chance to crit from his passive, which is pretty good. But again, that's something that I think is really only going to be relevant on the Legendary Goku event. Like, for sure, it's going to get you some extra crits here and there going through events, right? Definitely, because, like, after 2 attacks, Broly is going to have a higher chance to crit from his passive than you would have to get the 3 dodge to activate, right? Because 3 dodge gives you a 3% chance to dodge, whereas after 2 attacks or 1 turn for Broly, he's going to have a 4% chance to crit. So it's definitely not completely irrelevant, but, it is something that, like, on Legendary Goku event is really going to make him just overpowered. Are you serious right now? Very funny, Turles. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and cut here because Turles transforming just completely screwed up what I wanted to. Well, actually, no, it didn't. Yeah, we could just use Broly and Paragus, actually. Okay, whew. That scared me for a second because I'm like, oh, good. I love when Turles transforms and messes up what I'm trying to do. It's so fun. And by not fun, I mean not fun. But we'll be okay because Broly and Paragus do the exact same thing that Turles will do to Broly. So we're fine. Then next rotation, we'll go ahead and get LRB Pan's active skill after what looks to be 4 super attacks. Again, like, Broly being an attack and defensive stacking character, and then he also gets guaranteed double supers every turn. It's just, like, it's wild. Like, because, remember, he gets 4 ki from his passive when his ki is 8 or more. So, he only needs to be at 8 ki to super attack. Like, there's just a lot to like with his EZA, right? Like, it's like, look at Blue, like, this guy and, like, Blue Kaioken Goku, like, these are units that were dead. Like, they were just like, nah, you're just not using them. And, like, now it's like, EZA, man. I just am, needless to say, I'm a big, big fan. So, all right, let's go ahead and have this Broly just sort of wrap up this phase of Frieza here. We don't need to spend too much time playing around with him. And then next turn, we're going to see LRB Pan with her active skill. Again, I don't think it's going to jump up Broly into a crazy level because Broly does basically get his attack buff on super attack, right? So, like, with Broly and Paragus there, it is going to help him, but it's not going to be like a monstrous jump like it would be with, like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku or something like that, right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and do this. Broly will be able to get this massive buff and bonus from these units. We'll go ahead and activate LRB Pan's active skill. And again, this is going to be another turn where our boy is just sitting up and tossing out, 4 million damage from his super attacks or something like that. Like, just utterly insane. And then, keep in mind, again, with his stacking defense for something like Legendary Goku event, even like Super Battle Road, like, as long as he's getting hit after he supers, like, he's going to do okay in there. Like, he's going to do decent. So yeah, 2 million right there. So he is hitting 4 million. in attack on this turn, and likely higher too if he would get a third super attack or if he's getting crits, which, you know, is very, very possible. There's a third super attack, so BROLY essentially had a 6 million attack stat on that turn, which, I mean, if you guys are keeping track, that's higher than what LR Tech BROLY had on his active skill turn the turn before. Like that, I feel like that might have been a good display of how good Dragon Ball Z BROLY is. Now, obviously, you know, Tech BROLY didn't have B-Pan's active skill the turn before, right? But still, it's very, very relevant that we saw it in those, like, that context. This BROLY is very damn good. Alright, so this is Eternal Heart Legendary Super Saiyan BROLY. His leader skill is Physical Type Key 4 and 100% of stats. Very good leader skill for Dokkan Battlefield. And again, that's where these EZA units, they just will dramatically strengthen the box, I think, of like free-to-play players for something like Dokkan Battlefield. Because, you know, you probably got a decent chance of having this BROLY, right? If you've been playing for a while, let's say, you know, I don't know, 600 days, 700 days, 800 days, something like that. This BROLY used to be on banners quite often. So chances are you might have pulled him, maybe you got a dupe for him, but he's just not really that good anymore. Well, I mean, now, you know, he gets his EZA, and bam, he's one of the best Dokkan Fest exclusives in the game, period. So, like, that is a huge, huge help for a lot of players. His super attack is the Omega Blaster, which stacks attack and defense, and does supreme damage. So, wow, he's only a supreme damage unit, too. That's crazy. His passive skill, No Mercy. Now, this, to me, sounds like a passive skill of a BROLY unit, too. They did a good job here this time. So, he gets 4 Ki and 80% attack and defense when Ki is 8 or more, so essentially, you know, on super attack. Then he launches a guaranteed additional super when attacking, and then he has a 2% chance to perform a crit with every attack performed up to a max of 40%. Now, obviously, in the Legendary Goku event, that will become very relevant, especially like once you get to like SCR UI Goku, and then BROLY is just like critting every single attack, will dramatically help you out. So he just makes short work of the UI Gokus at the end of the Legendary Goku event once he's all the way built up. And ridiculous attack, ridiculous defense, he just gets nuts. His links are Hardened Grudge, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, the Saiyan Lineage, Berserker, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. His 12 Ki multiplier is 150%, yep, as, you know, one of the original 70% leaders. That's what we would expect from our boy here. And then finally, he is on 3 category teams. That's kind of like the only, I guess, negative you could say is he's only on a few category teams. He's here on the Movie Boss team, where he is certainly very good. He's also over here on the Pure Saiyan team, where he's definitely going to be a very solid option. And then finally, he is on the Full Power team, which is good. But Full Power, I do feel like, I don't know, they need like some sort of leader. Honestly, if we get a Full Power leader and it was like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku from the Tournament of Power, that would be really good. Like a unit that would have like Shocking Speed, Over in a Flash, and Prepare for Battle. That would make Full Power just like silly, stupid. Like it would be insane. That would be so good for that team. And then also give it like a Full Power category support type unit, right? Like maybe, I don't know, a Kaioken Goku from the Saiyan Saga or something like that that gives 40% attack and defense and 2 Ki to Full Power category units would dramatically help that category out a lot. But there we go. There's Dragon Ball Z BROLY. Absolutely a monster. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.